Hi, gamers. I'd really like to talk to you today about an interesting little game that I've started playing. This is called ShapeHero Factory, and I'd like to thank them for the opportunity of playing the game early. I've played a couple of hours so far of ShapeHero Factory, and it immediately drew my attention because a lot of the screenshots show that there's some tower defense elements. There's a lot of conveyor belts and unit creation in this kind of automation factory style thing. So there's a couple of different phases of how the gameplay works. You have one phase which it usually varies. It's anywhere from like a minute and a half plus, depending on how long the incursions are going to be. Which the incursions are these it's this roguelite element of the game, which reminds me a little bit of games like Slay the Spire, Darkest Dungeon, things like that, where you've got this progression tree of difficulty, which shows you a variety of rewards that you might get and that you can unlock, and then there's bosses at the end. What's really important, though, is so you pick the stage. The stage then takes you to about a couple of minutes of the gameplay in the factory area, which, if you're still in the same incursion, it's still the same factory layout that you get to play around with, which is important to know. And what else is really important to know is the thing is, resources are not unlimited, right? The capability of building, technically speaking, is, but like most resources, it has to be built over time. You can't just spam out a bunch of things immediately. You have to kind of plan certain things out. And inevitably, you're trying to get all of your little units that you're making out of the different shapes and the different canvases. You're having your little minions put them together, and they have to go into the blue portal. Because then when the defense part happens, whether you're fighting regular enemies, new enemies, bosses, what have you, that's where they spawn. And the better that you do at producing them, whether it be they're faster or maybe you've upgraded them or something like that, will change their cooldown spawn rate in the actual tower defense itself. You don't directly control the units in the battle. They're magically spawned in the center, and their job is to protect the big diamond, which is really fun. Because then my goal is to make sure that the factory is working the best it possibly can. I want to churn out as many units as possible. I want to get them going super fast. I want to work on upgrades. I want to make sure that everything is moving smoothly. I'll be honest with you. In the 3 hours, I haven't really played around with the ink side of the game yet. And it's more that I don't know what to do with it. Maybe I haven't had the relevant units or anything like that in my playthrough. I'll probably end up linking a little thing in the end of this video. Give you maybe like one of my runs, just to kind of give you a little idea of how I did and how it all went. After a successful early access period filled with updates, seasonal events, and community-driven improvements, ShapeHero Factory is ready for its full launch. The game combines factory building, roguelike progression, and tower defense mechanics into a creative experience where players mass-produce shape-based heroes. Circles, triangles, squares. There's also little cutter mechanics, there's ink mechanics, there's all kinds of ways to design all manner of units that you use in the tower defense segment of the game, and send them into battle against waves of inky enemies. With this pop-up book aesthetic and endlessly replayable gameplay, ShapeHero Factory is built for invention, tinkering, and strategic chaos. But I've really been enjoying it, and if you feel like you like something that it challenges you in some interesting ways, it allows you to be quite creative in some of your thought processes, but it is also a roguelite in difficulty, ShapeHero Factory is probably the game for you. ShapeHero Factory has had its full release, and you can get it available today on Steam, Nintendo Switch, and PlayStation 5.